I think if she truly was like, I'm out of here, I'm starting my own league, she'd have people lining up, including myself, and she would put the WNBA out of business.
Did you hear the bombshell Dave Portnoy just dropped on the WNBA? Yes, he's back again defending Caitlin Clark after Kathy Engelbert shamelessly insulted her. But this time, he didn't just rant. He came with an offer so massive it could destroy the whole WNBA to its core.
Listen.
You said you'd partner with her and give her $100 million. That's the biggest offer that she's gotten. So
if she would have let me be her agent, I would have in a second. And if she's like, I'll start a new league with you, I would get her whatever you want.
Like millions of fans, Portnoy believes the WNBA only exists in the spotlight because of Caitlin Clark. And the way the league and Engelbert are treating her? It's not just unfair, it's downright humiliating. And that's exactly why he's putting $100 million on the table for Caitlin to walk away and start her own league. Now, if you think Caitlin Clark should take this offer and change the game forever, write "Go Clark" in the comments below.
If Caitlin Clark said, I'm taking my ball and I'm going home and I'm starting my own league, the WNBA would be done in 2 seconds.
But here's the part no one's talking about. This wasn't some random outburst. Portnoy actually laid out a full plan to convince Caitlin. And honestly, it looks like she just might consider it. So how likely is she to take this deal? And if she does, is this the endgame for the WNBA? Let's get into it. Okay, so Dave Portnoy is one of the biggest names around the WNBA. And we all know him for his unfiltered rants. But this time, he literally took a historic step. And trust me, what he just said is nothing less than the worst nightmare for the WNBA. In his latest interview, he made it crystal clear. If Caitlin Clark is ever ready to launch her own league, he would be the first one to stand behind her. And not only that, he promised to invest a staggering $100 million into it.
Listen.
You said you'd partner with her and give her $100 million. That's the biggest offer that she's gotten. So
if she would have let me be her agent, I would have in a second. And if she's like, I'll start a new league with you, I would get her whatever you want.
Now, let me make one thing very clear. Dave Portnoy isn't firing blanks here. He is dead serious. Because if you know him, he is already a man deeply invested in sports ventures. So when he comes on live TV and drops such a bombshell claim, you better believe he wasn't joking. And that's exactly what has pushed the WNBA into a deeply uncomfortable position. But here's the twist. Dave didn't just throw out an offer, he doubled down. And it almost felt like he was persuading Caitlin Clark to say yes. It looks like he is determined to make this happen.
I didn't hear no lies in that. I heard no lies. I just got to keep it real. He kept it 100.
I'm going to break down exactly what Dave said, word for word. But before we dive into that, we must first understand the real story behind why this massive offer even started in the first place. Because once you see the mistakes, the blunders, the humiliations that Kathy Engelbert and the WNBA have thrown at Caitlin Clark over the past few days, you will completely understand why Dave Portnoy has entered the scene with such an outrageous proposal. And more importantly, why Caitlin Clark already has more than enough reasons to accept it. So here's how this storm really began. A few days ago, Nafisa Collier dropped a bombshell during her exit interview. She exposed a private conversation she had with Kathy Engelbert. And oh man, you could say she risked her entire career by saying it all on live camera. She revealed that Kathy Engelbert told her that WNBA players should be on their knees for what Kathy has done for them.
And in that same conversation, she told me players should be on their knees thanking their lucky stars for the media rights deal that I got them. That's a mentality driving our league from the top. We go to battle every day to protect a shield that doesn't value us.
Well, I mean, that was, without question, one of the most arrogant statements a commissioner could ever make. But what she said about Caitlin Clark was even more shocking. Kathy Engelbert told Nafisa that Caitlin Clark should be grateful to the league, because every dollar she is making from brand deals is only possible thanks to the WNBA.
Her response was, Caitlin should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court, because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything.
Now, here's the thing. These were outright shameless and spiteful remarks against the league's brightest superstar. Kathy should never have uttered such words, and as expected, the backlash was immediate. The entire basketball world was boiling over, and everyone was demanding one thing: fire Kathy Engelbert.
Kathy Engelbert needs to resign.
You don't act like that. You don't act like that. And she should apologize.
But just when everyone was furious over those remarks, another debate exploded out of nowhere. A debate no one, absolutely no one, could have predicted. And that debate was this. Did Kathy's shocking claims actually have some truth hidden in them? Suddenly, every player, every analyst, every media personality started crunching the numbers. And what they came up with was a brutal revelation. One that landed like a slap right across the commissioner's face. And when every big name had something shocking to reveal, what Dave Portnoy said was an absolutely mic drop. He said the WNBA has always been there, but nobody really knew about it. No one cared. And then, suddenly, because of Caitlin Clark and a handful of other rising stars, the whole world finally knew the WNBA existed.
Listen, this may say a lot about my WNBA knowledge. If you threw Asia Wilson's name at me like 2 years ago, I'm not sure I really would have known who that is. I certainly would have known who Nafisa Collier is. Like, yes, I knew the bigger stars, and those are as big, but like I'm talking to Diana Taurasi, but I wasn't locked in on this league. Everything has changed. The ratings, starting with Caitlin in college, and then with the Angel rivalry and all the stuff, it exploded.
And wait, the biggest evidence of all is in the ratings. Just look at the Fever's games last season. Some of them pulled in ratings higher than actual NBA matchups.
I mean, last season was insane, and you can look at the ratings too. And I think there was, like, the Fever numbers actually were better than some NBA teams' numbers when it came to viewership last season.
The fact is crystal clear. This league was elevated to another level entirely because of Caitlin Clark. When Caitlin plays, fans show up. When she doesn't, nobody cares. It's as simple as that. Deny that truth, and you're only setting the league on fire from within. And yes, on one hand, it shows how dangerously dependent the WNBA is on a single player. But on the other hand, it shows the massive potential the league could build by harnessing the Clark effect.
80s, for example, when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird took the NBA by storm and they were winning championships, competing for championships, but then this dude named Michael Jordan came along. And Michael Jordan came along and he wasn't yet winning championships, but his popularity was so astronomical that the NBA practically marketed everything they could around this guy. So to know that there's an example like that as a shining example to be followed that could benefit the league, particularly down the road, why is that an issue when we've seen that such a marketing plan has worked in the past?
And yet, the WNBA just doesn't get it. Instead of seizing this once-in-a-generation opportunity, they are letting it slip away. And the worst part? They're openly insulting the very player the fans pay to see.
But for some reason, they want to alienate her. It's like they want her to suffer coming in. You just never seen anything like it where the commissioner doesn't seem to value the stars or the golden goose. So
it's insanity, pure self-destruction. It's like cutting down the very branch you're standing on. And that was exactly the point of frustration when Dave Portnoy went on camera and made this stunning offer. And now you get it. He was simply saying what every Caitlin Clark fan was already feeling for her.
I think if she truly was like, I'm out of here, I'm starting my own league, she'd have people lining up, including myself, and she would put the WNBA out of business. I really do believe that. I think she's that powerful for the whole league. And pay the others. Like, money talks. Like, if you get the money lined up and you get the superstars, like, oh, you can only make $1 million here, you can make 5 with our league. I think it would work.
But let me reveal here the full truth. Dave isn't saying this just because he's a fan of Caitlin Clark. He's a businessman. And when he talks about investing $100 million, you know, it's not just empty words. In his interview, they said it clearly. Women's basketball is on the rise, and right now, it's one of the smartest business ventures to invest in, right alongside AI and other booming industries.
Dave, right now amongst the billionaire class, sports seem to be like the next big investment wave, right? Especially with all other entertainment kind of going AI. Like, this is going to be where human beings are still telling stories on the field, on the court, where everybody wants to put in their money.
And Dave didn't just throw the idea out there. He actually talked about the exact plan for how he could make this league profitable if he owned it.
I could make far more revenue, and I 100% believe this, for the WNBA, for Caitlyn individually.
Because let's be real, the demand is already there, the fans are ready. Just put Caitlin Clark in the best games, give people something worth watching, and the money follows. Simple math. But here's the part that really shocked everyone. It almost sounded like Dave was directly trying to convince Caitlin Clark. He mentioned her sponsorship deals, and then flat out said what she's making there is nothing compared to what she could make with him.
The worst negotiated deal I've ever seen in my life. That Nike got away with murder with what they paid her. So you just aren't valuing it. Anybody could sell that. That's like, is Roger Goodell really responsible for all these great NFL deals? Or is it the NFL can play with scab players on strike and still fill up seats? Like, you don't have to be, when the product is there and it's talked about and people are watching.
And if anyone thinks $100 million isn't enough, Dave already had the answer. He explained he could bring in multiple billionaires to join the project, to pour even more money into this new league.
You don't think Caitlin Clark could line up billionaire investors and start and just get all these players to come with her if they're going to pay a lot more?
So you see, Dave Portnoy looks deadly serious about this, and Caitlin Clark is in the perfect position to take this offer and start her own league. Because honestly, the fans have already made it clear they'll follow Caitlin wherever she goes. But let's pause here, guys, and ask the fundamental question. What did Caitlin Clark actually say about all this? And is she even ready to accept an offer like this? Well, here's the truth. Caitlin Clark herself didn't directly respond to Dave's $100 million bombshell. But Dave admitted that for now, Caitlin seems locked in with the WNBA and fully devoted to her Fever team.
I don't think she'll ever do that. Like, I talk with her never about that stuff. But based on, she has State Farm, Nike, Gatorade. Those are like blue blood. She never runs at Tom Brady in a way. Like, very rarely, if ever, publicly says anything that like should cause any waves. She's kind of like been a good trooper for the Fever and the league. So I think she wants to make the WNBA work.
You can call that devotion or you can call it loyalty. But one thing's certain. Right now, Caitlin is giving everything she has to the WNBA. And honestly, for the league, that's nothing less than the opportunity of a lifetime. So that's the whole story. But if you're a Caitlin Clark fan, you already know how explosive this would be if she picked up her ball and started her own league. That would be the ultimate revenge against the WNBA and Kathy Engelbert. Now, let me know what you think. Should Caitlin keep fighting for the WNBA? Or should she accept this offer that's already on the table and change the game forever? And with that, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because we've got even bigger stories coming your way.